Hi Aries, and welcome to your Spirit Guide messages for January 2019. I'm going to start by pulling a card for the message that your guides want you to focus on the very most throughout January. So Aries, let's see what comes out for you guys. Okay, well I feel like that one wants to come too. Alright, so we have spontaneous and intuitive creation. Aries, this right here is like pay attention to your intuition 100% because you're being given a lot of creative ideas and insight throughout January. Now, I will say this. A lot of the ideas that I get for my channel, just different reads, the props, like all of it, I don't really think about it much. It's just, you know, something will inspire me out of nowhere, or this idea will just come to me. And sometimes some of the ideas, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, Spirit. And I just feel so pushed to do it that I do it. And it actually ends up always turning out better than everything else. I don't know why that is. So trust your intuition and really go for it. Every thing that you're being given, just, okay, write it down or try to do it, just whatever you can do with that information, Aries, because you're really being guided. Oh my God, inspired warrior. Yeah, pretty much. Aries, not only does this go along with, intuition and guidance about different things playing out in your life in January, this is also about overcoming different obstacles and emotional challenges that still hinder you quite a bit, all right? There's this fire, this like spiritual fire being projected towards you to purify, all right? So if it's burning, it's because it's purifying you. And keep that in mind, just whatever's going on through January, that you're being purified of just some emotional stuff that still hangs in you, but it doesn't need to be there anymore. And you're being guided about this process, like different things you need to try and do and listen to and start thinking about, and maybe even certain relationships you need to kind of distance yourself from and not put so much time, energy, and effort into specific people or old ideas, old habits, because you're being purified and given the direction that you've been asking for, Aries, in the month of January. So let's pull some more cards to get more insight about all of this. And look at, this is a man, very strong masculine energy. And ooh, Aries, that would make sense because Mars just moved back into Aries on the 31st of December. So, for the next few weeks, you guys are very empowered by Mars being in its home sign. And whatever you feel inspired to take action on, do it, because this energy isn't going to be offered to you all year long. There's a reason why it's come now at the start of the year, and that's to purify you, make you feel very assertive, very empowered with yourself, so that you can break some blockages that have been holding you back, some locks that have been holding you down. You're finally have the energy and the momentum to push through all of that, and you're definitely being guided. So anyways, let's get another card here. All right, beautiful. So this is the artwork for your card, Aries, and it is Gate 15, Modesty. So the quality of behavior which expresses the proper balance between extremes. The possible extremes are lived out in life's rhythms. This is the gate of the aura. Extremes, the love of humanity. So, Aries, this right here being your gate, as you move through these changes, you're feeling the spiritual fire, you're feeling the motivation and the creative inspiration to like move forward, to make the changes that need to be made. This here is like, keep these things kind of low key. Keep these things to yourself. And for many of you that are on a spiritual journey, like that's 100% where your focus is right now, like spiritual expansion, all of that. This is like, we need to clear out some old energy that exists within our vibration to connect us better to humanity as a whole, to the collective consciousness. There may have been different experiences that have wounded you and left different prejudices and fears within you. And those need to be, you know, healed and released in order for you to fully complete like your mission for serving humanity. Because everybody who is highly spiritual, spiritually in tuned with themselves and all of that, they have a part of their journey is definitely serving humanity in a much more personal fashion than, say, the average, you know, human being living their life. So if that speaks to you, Aries, you've got to do a little bit of cleanup inside to better connect to humanity as a whole, okay? To all walks and forms of life. Even people that you don't see as good people, they're evil, they're this, they're that, how could anybody ever, you know, that used to really hang me up when I was awakening spiritually, is how some of us are so in tune, so empathetic to all of life, and there are other individuals who exist that have absolutely no compassion or regard for all of human life. And I don't, like, even, I really try not to dive deep into that, because Spirit always kind of, you know, tells me, listen, you're made the way you're made. You're here for your role, and you're living it perfectly. Well, there's also, you know, the other side of the coin, right? The yin and yang. And there's destruction that needs to take place as well. And so there's other souls who, for this life journey, they've signed up to be the destructor, the destroyer, to work with those low, dense, dark energies, okay? So what I started doing, so that I stopped judging people that are cruel and mean and selfish and all those things that I just don't understand, I just say, thank you, universe, that is not my role. That is not the character I'm playing this lifetime. That is not who I need to experience myself as for part of my soul evolution, okay? Because at the end of the day, I don't think anybody wants to be a mean, nasty, hurtful person, okay? And people that don't totally disregard life, they're so far removed from their higher consciousness that they don't have a concept of truly how dark they are, for lack of a nice word, how dark they are. So instead of judging and feeling like you have to eradicate a certain energy, you need to accept its place amongst all of creation. It's there for purpose. And if you can't understand its purpose, that's okay, because it has nothing to do with you and your role for this lifetime. So you don't need to concern yourself with it. However, the fact that it does exist and it triggers an emotion within you, that should inspire you to be a living example of the opposite of that energy for others to, you know, jump on board, but not only that, for others to be inspired by. So with this coming out, it's like, don't judge others based upon their actions and, you know, where they're at in life. Really start looking at their level of consciousness that they're working from. And, you know, in those situations where you just can't understand whatsoever, leave it to Spirit and feel gratitude that that's not part of your journey. Because, you know, people that do some crazy heavy stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, that becomes a part of you. And, you know, it is said that we've all had thousands of lifetimes, and at some point we were all the bad guy in the story, which I totally believe, because experiencing an energy is how you learn, grow, and evolve about that energy, right? And overcome it. So there's so much going on at the non-physical level to a point that we cannot understand it or intellectualize it in our human mind. It's beyond the capacity of that. And coming into the acceptance of that, I think will really help some of you out. But also, you've got to trust yourself more. And when something's challenging you, it's not because you're doing something wrong or you're not paying attention to your own energy well enough. Sometimes our cage has to be rattled in order for us to grow and reshape ourselves. So pay attention to your intuition and let the spiritual fires purify any sort of prejudice, bias, old emotional wounds about specific people or humanity in general. Let it all be purified away so Spirit can raise your consciousness to a new perception about yourself, the universe, humanity, and the place of everything. Okay, so let's pull some more cards, Aries. All right, so we got a lot going on in your reading. I'm not surprised because this was pretty intense, honestly, compared to the others. All right, look at that. Courage, yep. Next we have wisdom and family. So Aries, yeah, pretty much everything I just said. It's like you've got to have the courage to walk through the spiritual fire and be purified of all prejudice and hurts and heartaches, and so you can fully come into your wisdom, not about your family. Okay, so this is general, so some of you, this could be your, family ties, connections, friends, all of those connections in your life, but this speaks more of like your connection to humanity at large, like in general. You need to walk through let the fires purify you to elevate into your wisdom so that you can better cope with and understand all the different people that have been in your life, that are currently in your life, and that will come in and out of your life, for the remainder of your time here. It's a better understanding of all of these relationships and, how they specifically relate to you in your life, Aries, and why they are there on a spiritual level, like how they're growing you and reshaping you from that perspective. So it's totally like a elevation to your consciousness in the month of January. So let's pull some tarot dice to get more information. Okay, well, the first one that has come out is actually the Nine of Wands here, and you've been in a struggle, Aries. It's definitely been a long road here, whatever this energy is that you've got to finally purify yourself from, because then you move to the 10 and you've completed this cycle. So let's tell you some more. All right. Next out, we have the Six of Cups. Here's that stuff from the past, things that have happened in the past that still exist within you today. Here is the Ten of Cups, which this has to do with your personal close connections, or again, that energy of all of humanity as a whole right here coming through. Two Cups, that's a lot of emotion, and some Wands, that's lots of fire. Now we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, Aries. So with these cards here, with these dice here, it's pretty much everything I already said. And, I love when readings do that. It's just the same message over and over, no matter which deck or which divination style I choose from. That lets me know I am on the path, and this is truly what your spirit guides want you to understand about yourself and think about and work on in January. And, Seven of Swords right here, right next to the Four of Swords, it's time to heal this hard energy, whatever that is for you. It's time, all right? It has a lot to do with the past. You're coming to the end of the cycle of all of this, and it's time for you to understand relationships, all relationships in your life in general, Aries, and heal, purge, move on. And some of you, this is just personally about your life. Others of you with this spiritual mission, man, it's time to really open yourself up in ways you never have before and connect with humanity, all of humanity, the good, the bad, the ugly, the low, the high, all of it, and come into this understanding and see the balance of all things and how everything has its place. And we as humans, as the observer, the perceiver, the experience, we decide what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong. We deem that. Universe doesn't decide right and wrong. Universe only communicates with us through our energy, our vibration. Low, dense vibration, heavy experiences. Very high vibrating, much more spiritual, light-based experiences, okay? It's not good or bad. It's just a matter of energy. And January, to me, feels like where you guys are totally coming into that understanding in a whole different way than ever before. So, Aries, let's pull you some advice here. All right, control your emotions. It says, no matter what greatness you have achieved and how much you are loved, rage can reverse all of this in a blink of an eye. Don't react. Any actions or words may strand you in a deeper hole. Remain calm, and the real strategy will reveal itself when the anger has subsided. Yeah, Aries, so this is talking about whatever this Seven of Swords is for you that exists inside of you, where, you know, we've got to walk through the spiritual fires and be purified of it. It's time to let it go because it affects you more than you realize. It taints your opinions and choices and ways you interact with others more than you realize. It keeps your energy closed more than you realize. And that's why your guides are calling your attention to it so strongly for January. Okay, one final card of advice, Aries. Alright, and this is the artwork on your card. And you guys have a practice card, which is a cultivation, and it's a determination. And it says, it is you who must make the effort. The master only points the way. Yes, yes, that is so true. At its core, determination embodies the mental quality of lasting endurance, the physical quality of healthy, vibrant earth energy, and the spiritual quality that comes with knowing you are moving in the right direction. Yes, Aries, determination to move through whatever this Seven of Swords energy is for you, okay? It says, it is you who must make the effort. The master only points the way. Your guides are letting you know that, you know, they can point the way, they can give you hints, they can give you clues, they can light it up so that it can't be missed. But if you don't walk towards it, if you don't make the energies and efforts of whatever needs to happen in this spiritual fire with the Seven of Swords, like their hands are tied, all right? So they're giving you the guidance here, pointing the way, but they're like, you've got to do the work. And this is totally about shifting your perception and healing some, you know, heavy emotional baggage, Aries. So anyways, those are your messages. I'm wishing you all the best, Aries. Take care.